And just to reintroduce the topic to our YouTube family. Today, on the Black Kings Frequency, we're talking about grief.
Grief and everything about grief.
And everything about it. It's something we must all experience in life, right? So how do we deal with it? First of all, what's your definition of grief, Maji?
I would say grief is intense pain and sadness caused by loss / death.
Man, something you'll never see or experience again.
Amen.
It's gone forever. You know? And it's so difficult to go through something like that and not come out of it different.
True.
You know? And Google says, Dr. Google says grief is the response to loss, particularly to the loss of someone or some living thing that has died, to which bond or affection was formed. Although conventionally focused on the emotional response to loss, grief also has physical, cognitive, behavioral, social, cultural, spiritual, and philosophical dimensions.
That's true, man. That's true.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's across, this thing reduces you.
Something different. Tiny.
Yeah.
You know?
And you have to pick yourself up. In the words of quoting Mission Impossible, the universe, say, your mission, should you choose to accept it? Yeah.
Should you choose?
Should you choose to accept it? You get to pick yourself up.
Yeah. Have you ever experienced grief?
I have had brushes with grief, but when I look across the board, I count myself lucky to not really having gone through the deepest, darkest pits of grief.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, that's amazing.
Not to say I haven't.
Yeah, but it's not.
But I mean, I've lost people around me, but I'm saying when I look at myself, the people who
actually
nuclear that would
destroy
me.
Yeah. They're still okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Same here.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm seeing some things.
Yeah, I've also seen some shit, man.
You know, like, and I'm never shy to talk about this. I've been in therapy. You know, and it wasn't at the time I required it. It was at the time I realized I needed it. And
how's therapy, man? Especially in Kenya.
It's nice, actually.
Yeah.
There's actual good professionals.
Expensive? Like a hospital or consultancy?
No. It's consultancies mostly. If you want really good services, you have to do consultancies. It's a bit expensive, but it's worth it. If you want clarity of mind, if you want clarity of self, of being, if you want to figure out what you should do next really in life.
And do you get to choose who you want?
Yes, you get to try out different people.
To be your therapist?
Yeah. So
can you go with preferences?
Yeah, so it depends on your budget. But because everybody has a price for a session. Right? So if you want to try this person, they'll have their rate. This person will have their rate and you have to pay it. So that you can find where you feel most comfortable and most taken care of. Get what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a bit expensive in Kenya. I wish insurance companies actually offered therapy in their covers.
Well, it's still not considered like a craft, an art, a science in its own.
Man, it's such a necessity in the modern society that people don't even understand. But I get in a Christian country like this, we use religion as therapy, which is more of hiding behind a facade for the sake of your sanity. Doing some dumb shit, but still going behind religion to justify yourself. But yeah, having been in therapy, it's something refreshing. Like it gives you a whole perspective to yourself. It's something I'd advise people to do, you know. And apart from just therapy, there's counselors, okay? There's community counselors, people who are trained on how to handle psychological matters, especially among the youth, young mothers, and such things. But something that is rarely seen is therapists that are focused on men.
Like solely focused
Yes,
on
men's issues.
Yeah.
It's a very rare occurrence in this country. Because
I can see that.
yeah, because mostly people don't consider men weak. People, the largest percentage of this country that goes to therapy is divorced women.
That's the biggest percentage.
Yes, and then kids that have experienced divorce. You know,
It's the whole thing.
yeah, men go to the local.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and go to, or is
Nowadays-
it come inside women? But
Nowadays you can't go to the barber shop.
for what? You don't know that nigga. The other one got kicked out by the landlord. This is a new one. You can't form relationships with these people anymore. It's all about, are you charging enough to be able to retain that space? And if you're charging this much, are you good enough to attract the clientele to keep you there? Do you offer enough services to keep you there? Because if you don't, then you're about to close up too. So you can't really form a relationship with your barber.
In the name of the barber.
And the cut.
But yeah, man, like I was saying, I've had brushes with grief. I've lost friends
Yeah,
to suicide,
yeah,
to crime,
yeah.
to sickness.
Mhm.
You know, but man, grief is a whole thing. Man.
It's a whole thing.
It's a
And
whole
personally, one of the most traumatizing things I've ever been through is class 4, second term. I witnessed a friend of mine get hit by a bus and he died on the spot. And I never realized that shit bothered me till I was like 19, 20. You know?
Yeah.
Because I don't know how I just compartmentalized it.
Wait, so you guys were crossing?
Yeah. So, kulikuanga na mse wa ice cream, right? And alikuwa itangwa Mkamba. Yeah, alikuwa itangwa Mkamba. Okay. So, a bunch of us were behind my friend and tulikuwa tunamuita ndio tumpatie hizo ma 5 bob atushikiange, because our school, I was in Nairobi South. Our school was right next to Our Lady of Queen. So literally the gate is here. It's a primary school, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's around Our Lady Queen of Peace Church in South B. So their school is here, our school is here. So we're trying to compete on who gets to come back, because he had the best ice cream.
Oh, so
Ile ma ice.
maliza stoko.
Mbaya. Ile shule inafika ya kwanza ndio inakula stoko. You get? So a bunch of us are like calling this nigga kusimama kumni. When he was turning to run, he was running into the road and gongwa na mat.
Mkamba.
No, our friend.
So from your side going to that other side.
To the
Ama from
kwa Mkamba, no, going to Mkamba. So alikuwa ameangalia nyuma alafu akatan. He just still run. Didn't look right or left, like whatever. Just ran into the road. Class 4. That's the first time I ever saw brains.
Man,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
First and last so far though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's oof.
yeah, that's the first time I've ever really seen or come into contact with loss, so to say. Because man, we used to play football with a boy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
man, he was so good. You know,
That bitch called death.
yeah,
You feel me?
causes grief.
Man.
You know.
I think for me, the one that I've witnessed real time, I was in high school. You know, these goalposts are hockey. They're very thick. It's very thick metal and heavy. So this guy, we were playing. What were we playing? Some game to in the field. So he runs off and starts swinging on the metal road Juu. He swung like this. He fell down. It fell on his chest.
What?
This man just started
coughing blood.
And within seconds, he was gone.
What?
Yeah.
That basically means his lungs were crushed. He suffocated on his own blood.
His own blood. You feel me? That was crazy. That was.
That's crazy. And now he's gone. You know,
stretcher.
and that's where you realize that life is very, very precious,
Fragile.
and fragile.
And we operate with such privilege
Very.
for the future.
The other day I was talking to Dere Flani.
Yeah.
Akiniambia one of the craziest accidents he's seen in his life. And it was along Langata. Right? Nani Mat Flani ili lose control hadi ikaruka hiyo kuta.
Ikaenda chini.
Ikaingia kwa esto, ilikuwa imehangivu kwa hiyo kuta.
Ile esto flani pale. What?
Yeah. And this is why it's the craziest thing he's ever seen. Everybody came out unharmed. Everybody.
Yo.
And the way he was telling me, it looked so crazy. They were like, everybody out here gone.
Kilamboli survived.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Just minor scratches.
Yeah.
But no broken bones on nobody.
What?
You know, he was telling me that is the craziest thing I've ever seen on this road, because most accidents are really, really, really something you don't want to see.
Yeah, man, fatal, bro. They're fatal as fuck.
Very.
Man. Grief, man.
But grief. So, shout out to our TikTok community, to everybody tuning in right now. K-Tan, we have Steve-O, we have Maya, we have Monroe, we have Liz in the building. So, shout out to everybody tuning in right now. We are talking about grief. You can join in and tell us if you've ever experienced grief in your life. You want to join the live, you can request. We will accept your request to join the live if you can tell us about your moments of grief. Have you ever experienced grief in your life, and what did it feel like, and what would you tell other people to expect from this experience? Because it's something every human being has to go through.
Yep.
And if you're lucky enough not to have gone through it by now, count your blessings. Count your blessings. Thank the stars.
Man,
you know,
man. So, as we continue with this topic, we have the 5 stages of grief.
Yup.
And the first one is denial.
Yup.
Ain't no way.
Nah.
My
boy's still here.
Nah. Ain't no way.
What do you mean?
So a few weeks ago, we lost a family, and at the funeral, the daughter to the late was at the viewing, was talking to his dad, to her dad, but it's at the viewing, like, she's like, nah, she don't know do juicy. What the fuck? Nah. Dad, like they talk. So that's the denial part.
Yep.
Like there's no way they're gone. Just, yo, stop sleeping, man. Open your eyes. Say
Wake
something.
Up. Why are you animated?
I know, like, you play a lot, but now's not the time.
It's not it.
Yeah.
It's not it.
You know? And denial is usually the first stage where we're like...
And it's such a painful thing to witness. When you get to see this person go through this moment where they can't even fathom the loss, they can't bring themselves to see it. And as a third party, who's really not as close to the nucleus of the situation, you are left to wonder, shall I react in the same way?
True.
No.
True, man. And denial, sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
And denial makes us go numb. And we wonder how we can go on. And if we can go on, then why should we go on? You know? And it helps us process the stage. It helps us accept the reality. But we're not really accepting it. We're just trying to survive. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Denial is the first one, but you shouldn't dwell there. Most people get stuck there.
True.
And not just in grief, just in stages in life. Something happens to you, instead of processing it, you're deniability.
Deniability.
Nah.
Straight up.
Nah.
Like, this can't happen to me.
You feel me?
You know, I'm that guy. I'm that girl. I'm that woman.
You start making excuses.
You know, instead of facing something head on, which is something most people should do in life. And that's why grief, sometimes, in my opinion, isn't just. Sometimes, have you ever grieved somebody while they're still here?
Yep.
Like
you just think on
come on.
their possibility.
Unless you change your steps. Ah man, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, and it's such a sad thing, and it's something most parents get to go through with their kids. You know, because and as I get older, is the more I understand this.
What?
The stupid decisions that kids make as young adults, feeling very validated, but being so stupid.
Yeah, and feeling like
I know.
Know-it-alls.
Yeah.
Feeling like
Jeremy Mosquito says, I like the shades, man. It's a cool look.
Hey, you know the vibes.
You know the vibes, man. This is the Black King's frequency. With the black shades on.
The future too bright, man.
Yeah, the future is too bright. We had to dim them lights a little bit. Men in black.
Shout out to General Mosquito though, but do tell us, my G.
Have you ever experienced grief?
What's your experience with it?
How did you handle it?
How did you come out the other side?
Out of it. Did you get out of it positively? What were some of the lessons you learned through this experience, General Mosquito? We'll appreciate everybody watching us. We see y'all. Tell us, what are some of your experiences with grief? TikTok and everybody on our YouTube stream, tell us, what are some of your experiences with grief? Have you tackled grief? What are some of the stages that you went through, and how did you come out of it, and did you grow positively or negatively? Because some people, and we'd really, if you're stuck there, kindly come out and say you're still stuck there. Let's help each other figure it out.
That's true, man.
Because unless you open up, we can't know you need surgery. And if you need surgery and you don't get surgery, you basically start dying inside out.
You feel me?
You know. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about grief.
So the second stage is anger. Yeah. And anger is where most of us fuck up, mess up.
Yeah.
You start questioning everything.
Just to give you an example of somebody who didn't make it out of grief. A neighbor of mine.
Yeah.
Remember I told you I lost a neighbor earlier on this year. Her mom had passed on around the same time last year. And from that time, bruv, she was drinking. She literally drank herself to an early grave in her early 20s. Okay. She collapsed and died. Gone.
Yeah, man. And that anger just makes you question. You can even question friends, families, doctors, God, whoever your God is. You know, and it reminds me of a song I did in my 2019 project called Drain the LP. And it's called Pieces of a Kid. And and I talk about grief and loss.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And there's a point I even like, why did God take you and leave the rapist? Like, leave the thief, leave
Yeah.
leave the politician, the dirty cop. Like, why did he have to take you of all people?
Man.
You know?
And you was good people.
It was good people.
You wanted the best for everybody around
Man,
you.
but, you know,
He took you home
too early.
too early. But this is how I perceive it from time to time. Because I try to come to terms with death a whole lot. So, because I believe in tackling something where you live so that you're never afraid of it. Your worst fears should be your first challenge every time you wake up. Because one of the first things I tell myself every morning is, you're not here forever. I'm here in a heartbeat and I'll be
Good
gone.
time, not a long time.
Yep. So do the most with each single day.
Yeah.
Don't waste a single minute on this earth.
True.
Okay? Because your time here is too short for you to live passively. And that is something that has helped me deal with it. And I ask myself this. And it's something I toss. Does the universe take those that accomplish their goals early in life sooner? Because some really good people just go off too early, man. And you're like, he could have accomplished way more. And should we look at death as a reward to a good life lived? Because if you look at it from the good go really fast, you'll realize something. Evil people live long.
True. True.
Evil people live way too long.
Yeah.
People that kill people, they see their 98th year, just out here contemplating their actions. You know, I bet you if Hitler hadn't killed himself. Let me give you a better example. King Leopold died of old age after killing 20 million Congolese men.
Mugabe. Yo, it's a whole thing, man.
Man,
Yeah.
Mugabe was that dude.
Yeah.
Mugabe,
Mugabe had the Hitler mustache.
right here,
Yo.
ready.
Yeah.
Mess with me, I dare you, I double dare you. Yeah. It's me on that election ballot.
Don't make me invoke the Kremlin.
Man,
Yeah.
and there was this speech of his where he shocked the UN, where he was it was in the AU, where he shocked the UN by how he was talking about white people. This guy was, okay, he was talking true facts,
Yeah.
but you just look at this man, and he was like on his like, I don't give a fuck. I am it.
Come on.
You get
In their faces.
In their faces.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I am it.
Yeah.
It was different to see. So General Mosquito says, personally, I don't see it as grief, just challenges in life. Kamlesh, that's why evil spelled backwards is live.
Oh. Yep.
What?
Talk that talk.
Never saw it like that.
Mm.
God damn. General Mosquito out here just buzzing with that knowledge.
That's the general, man. That's the general.
In your ear, like.
You feel me? But yeah, so after we become angry, the next step is bargaining. Bargaining with whoever. Like, what if? I wish I said. I wish. I wish I give. Honestly, if whoever I'm talking to, if you return this person to me, I'll stop being angry with them. I'll start treating them right. Just please
Bring them back.
I will change.
So can I ask you this,
Yeah.
just to lighten up the subject a bit?
Yeah.
When people break up, do you feel like certain people go through grief?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You're grieving that person, you're grieving who you were with them, and that person has to die.
Whoever you were.
Whoever you were needs to die.
Man. That's why character development.
Moving on is.
Yeah.
Like, they die in such a way that even if you're put in the same room with this person, it's cordial, but it's
nothing gets Woody.
Nothing.
No mental effect.
Mm-hmm.
No twisted metal.
Yeah, and it's not because you stopped, how much do you never. Nah, that version of me
is done.
It's dead, man. Like, it's cool, I see you.
Yeah.
But who
it's not who I am.
Yeah.
And you know, that's why it's so hard to grow. Growth is a continuous process of death.
Sure.
You know, that's why as African people, in our history, we never saw it as finality. You were joining the ancestors to continue guiding us in the next lifetime, because we understood that death was not finite, but was but a process of being.
It was a checkpoint.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Like, leave your car here, Lewis. Now go run with the horses.
Yeah. Go be a horse.
Go be a horse, Lewis. Okay? You're out there with a really handsome Lewis Hamilton horse. Horsepower. And they can just laughing everybody in the like the fields. Now all the female horses want this one.
Yeah.
Now y'all are left over there looking stupid with your philosophical selves. You know.
He just rides.
He just rides. He rides them female horses.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you see, like, it was never really a finite thing. But then here comes the fairer, what do we call Caucasians, non-melanated, with their finality concepts, because they can't fathom anything other than this realm because they're too materialistic.
Yeah.
You get, and they convince us different. But basically, before we get there, that's a whole 360 miles before we get there. How can people deal with grief in relationships, in your opinion? Like, do they commit to the 5 stages?
I honestly believe you have to go through the motions.
What?
Yeah.
So you have to go through the.
It depends. If you know, if it was just, if it was like
beating your meat.
Yeah, if it was like meat will be beaten. If it was, listen, if it was like a situation or you know, like a quick over the surface, and it's adios.
Adios.
You know,
a quick one.
Yeah, but if it's like something you were deeply invested in and then got yanked
by inches.
Away, I don't know, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Matrix new man. Matrix new man.
Why you invested in anyway?
Yeah, so if you're really that and it got yanked away from you, you have to go through the motions. Otherwise, you'll never move on, and then you'll start using people and things to try and forget.
Shout out to all the divorced homies.
Yeah, and that's why people are so insecure about exes. Like, oh, I met with my ex. Like, what? They themselves never really sat to. They know. Should me and my ex. But then hey yo. So when I hear to you talk to your ex, and you're like, yeah, there's nothing there. Like, we can even be friends. And you're like, what you mean? Yeah. So I feel you have to go through the motions.
Some tales you don't need to be told about.
Yeah.
If you notice that within you, like, you can't look at your ex like a human being, not someplace you're not. You know, like, and that's the thing.
You need to work on it.
You need to work on it.
Otherwise, unaweza patana
unakamimba, umejitrap na unamblame.
Na ulikuwa msha. Feel me?
God is torn. Now you know, work on yourself. Let yourself go through these moments of grief in life.
You gotta, bro. You gotta, like, and then do what you gotta do.
Yep.
Hit the gym, beat your meat, punch the wall.
Go for boxing classes.
You feel me?
Be a dangerous man for like 7 months.
Yeah, solve that thing. Yeah, man. Because after Bagani, is depression.
Depression, man. When you
You're
even
just
hate
like,
yourself.
What is life right now without this person?
Man.
You know, what am I supposed to do? What if they used to do this for me? How am I? Where? Who? How? What?
When? Where?
And then you just shut off the world.
Yep.
And most people get stuck here.
And it's a tough spot to be stuck in.
And you feel like no one gets it. And you feel like anyone who tries to show concern is being fake.
There's a condition, I can't remember the name, emotions, and that is something that happens during that stage. Because everybody that is trying to rescue you, you will end up
You fall in love with the depression.
vilifying them.
What do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
No, we're good. I'm good here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you find that at some point, you have to rescue yourself.
Kibaraka.
Kibaraka.
Yes, sir.
And you have to be harsh with yourself.
Like the petrol station.
God, damn, 200 there. You know.
Yo, but like that depression part is where it gets cloudy, man. That's where work gets affected, friends and family.
Jobs get lost.
Jobs, marriages fall, parents, kids fall out. Like it just
crumbles.
You crumble down, man.
Cookie.
Yo.
No lion.
No Lucius.
No Lucius.
Yeah, man.
You just cookie crumble. Right there, real quick, gingerbread man.
Gingerbread man.
I'm just behaving like a breadstick.
Yeah.
And depression is something that I feel like is one of the biggest reasons before you even get there. Once you experience stress and you're unable to handle it, get into therapy. Don't let it get to depression.
Yeah.
And coming from somebody in a long-term relationship, if you have a partner and you're going through these motions, you really have to open up.
True.
Get naked emotionally.
True. You gotta meet them in the middle.
Yeah.
You gotta leave out the breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
The trail.
Strip and stand at the end of that line
Yeah.
and go like, look at me with all my faults.
But then on the other side, the recipient should also be capable enough
Of embracing.
because you know some people take it personally, man. Like you may know of a couple, the chick dumped the guy, and as much as she gives reason, yeye ndio iko hapa juu. Like yo alipoteza madhake, so it's just ever since.
Hypergamy, my G.
Yeah, but yo man, I couldn't. I tried. I couldn't.
Hypergamy.
Was he opening up? Yeah, he was crying. He was yeah.
Hypergamy. You know, she was like, this
Boys
is
don't cry.
men don't cry.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be crying about shit. How about you? Look at this titty.
Now if you cry,
Look at this titty real quick and stop crying. You're still crying after looking at this titty?
yeah.
What you mean, boy? You just saw a titty. But
So
no
the
titty,
recipient,
no cry.
the recipient needs to also be capable enough, man. Yeah, man, and that's where you get to the last stage, which is acceptance.
Ooh.
Like, yo, it's cool.
It's cool.
It's beyond my control.
I'ma see him later.
It's fine. I can't. My life shouldn't stop because theirs did. I will remember them.
Cherish.
I will cherish them fondly, and I will tell their story.
Yes.
But my life has to continue. Yeah. And it also gives you a new perspective on life. Like, That's why I started by we operate with so much privilege with the planning, bro.
And
You're like, do you know how crazy it is to have your life planned out for the next 10 years?
I might not see tomorrow.
It's not. It's good to plan ahead.
Yeah, but
it's the privilege of
unaweza jipata umeingia ndani ya esto Lang'ata na ulikuwa Kamati ukienda home.
To-do list iko hapa. To-do list is 5.
Kesho naamka.
Yeah, man.
Nifanye. You know. And acceptance is something so as we talk about relationships, because the most grief people go through while they are alive is the death of a relationship with loved ones. You know, like you was into this chick, you worshipped the ground she walked on, took out dates at CJ's, then later CJ, you know, but and now here she comes.
Do you CJ?
Na Wanjara. Jason. It was Chris Jason Wanjara. Is it
Chief
CJ?
Justice.
CJ Wanjara.
Yeah.
And Wanjara has been delivering the Wanjara beating on that footage. So, you out here, you're wondering, why did she leave me? I was a good dude.
I did this.
I did this. I did that. I bought ice cream. I took her on yogurt dates.
Man.
Took her to Ngong. We saw green power being generated. Had nothing to do with it. I couldn't do nothing about it. It was out of my hands.
Yeah, man,
the decision wasn't mine. You know, if you suffer job loss, you'll go all these through these stages.
Yep.
And that is why sometimes you see people get fired and go through stages of grief. Because they had a relationship with their career, with themselves, and how
identity.
Yes, how they saw themselves.
Yeah.
I'm an accountant. I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
I'm a consultant. I'm a lawyer. I'm this. I'm that. I'm this. And you get disassociated from the character you created for yourself. True. And you go through loss of identity, and you go through these stages. Same thing to relationships, as you say.
Yeah, man, it's a whole thing, man.
It's a whole thing, and you have to be accepting of the fact that you can go through these motions, survive, and thrive.
But also, it helps you manage your expectations. Where you're like, this could end any time, any day, anyhow.
Have you ever experienced grief in a way that it motivated you? I don't know, I feel like I have. Where another story. So in campus, I had a friend of mine. It was a girl. Man, Lang. Manielewa, like, guy, Mungu saidia. As in, alikuwa mkisimjaka, if you understand what I mean body-wise. And she had, like, the prettiest face ever. And body, like, she was crafted, you know. And I remember talking to her at, like, 1:30 a.m. She's drunk as hell. I'm like, look, mwendo kuna kiangani. She mentions certain dudes that I know that are drunkards as hell. She's like, I thought we are driving. I'm like, do this. Don't drive with them niggas. Get a cab. Go back to your place and chill. In the morning, I get notification that they got into an accident. And she's no more.
Was she the only one who...
Yep.
Yo, it's one of those.
Yep. She was the only one.
Was she sitting in the middle?
Yep. Casualty. The only casualty in that accident.
So how did that motivate you eventually?
I had to make her proud. Wherever she is of me.
Yeah.
From who I am, what I did with the time that I had. But she was not just cool people, she was good people. You get? She was somebody you could sit and talk to about life. You could sit and talk to about your ambitions. She wasn't just pretty. She had brains. She had character. She understood things. You know, witty. You know, we had people. Like, you don't meet many women like that. Most women don't get jokes, you know. Should them joke if you're like, eh? I laugh. And now you have to explain a very dark joke.
Yo, I have one of those.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to my song called Crossroads, there's someone say, Rapi Brango, Orlando, Jonah Kohata, Olini Mishate, Mara Kwanza, Dara Saba.
Ah, man, I've heard that.
Yeah. Josayuna Nikembo, Kyo Heaven. Orlando was a hip hop head in primary school.
What?
Like, we're in class 6, class 7, and this. Like, he exuded, that guy was like a superhero to me, man. So he had a very, like, Nibombe, but he was very gangster.
Bombe gangster.
Na uniform ni ile tu here to sit me no bayaki naka different. You feel me? Yani he just had this allure to him.
Yeah.
This swag, this. And we were age mates, but I kind of looked up to him. You know?
Gravitated.
Yeah, he pulled me in.
Yeah.
And he was the one who introduced me to like hip hop volume CDs back in the day. You know, to Immortal Technique.
Ooh.
Bro, we in primary school.
This boy was listening to Immortal Technique in primary school.
This is young Immortal Technique.
Oh man,
you know.
Look.
Yo, and then
that's dangerous.
We go to high school, we go to different high schools, and we used to meet up in school functions. And then one day we just got told that he died of pneumonia, man.
What?
Yeah. And this is after a month after Tumepatana school function for, you remember the Nairobi show?
Yeah.
DS.
Good times.
Yeah,
good times.
Go catch a wine.
Yeah.
And we used to meet in those school functions. Then he passed on even before we finished high school. And every time I'm in the booth, every time I'm getting it in, I just tell myself I gotta make Orlando proud. You know? I gotta keep his name alive. I gotta be the dopest I can be.
And that's something so important when it comes to acceptance.
Man, he was the one who showed me porn for the first time.
What?
That's not such a good thing to talk about, but
he was that guy.
He was ahead, man. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Man, just imagine losing the first person to ever show you your first nude.
First nude, my first sip of liquor.
You first listened to real niggas.
Real niggas. Yo, man.
And you lost all that.
Man, shout out to Orlando, man. You feel me? All day, every day. But yeah, man, do let us know who's on the chat. Who's on the chat? You know, Mosquito's still with us. He said that's why evil, spelled backwards, is live.
What do people call it when you play with words like that?
I don't know. Or etymology.
Yeah. And that's where you see language come to life.
Yeah, that's
true. To etymology, man, because words spoken are basically life granted.
In the beginning was the word.
Yes. And now we speak it. You know, it's how we communicate. It's the basis of the global economy, communication.
True.
The word lives.
The word lives, man.
You know.
But yeah, man, how do you think is the best way to be there for someone who's grieving? Because, you know, we've talked about these are the stages you go through. This is what you need to know about. But what if you're on the receiving end and either a friend, a family member, a parent, a sibling, a potential partner, a partner is grieving, man? How do you approach that?
Be there. I feel like that is the best in whatever shape or form they need you to be there. Be there in that time.
What if they don't know how to communicate what they
Then
want?
find out how to be there for them.
Yeah.
You know, because most times we find that most people just overlook or assume people going through grief. And that's where the isolation comes in. But if you can figure out what this person is going through, if you can look up these 5 stages of grief, look at how to help people going through these stages, you can recognize these things once this person is going through these particular moments. And if you see them going through it, you know that this is a healthy mindset and you have to support them through it. But unless you have the knowledge of what to look out for, you won't really ever have a chance to help this person.
That's true, because it changes you.
Yup.
You know, the other day I was watching some mini documentary on the downfall of Absol. And one of the key...
The girlfriend.
Yeah, is losing the girlfriend.
Yup. That messed him up big time. That boy, look, in my opinion, out of that label, he was the next big thing.
He was, yeah.
He was it.
Yeah.
He was featuring K-Dad when K-Dad was K-Dad.
Yeah.
You know, and at that time in LA, he was a big deal.
Yo, this nigga hopped on K-Dot's song
And killed it.
and claimed I'm better than Kendrick.
Yeah.
And the fact that Kendrick allowed this song to be released.
He didn't say nothing. You know.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing I say about Joey Badass and Capital Steez.
And him, you can see what you're talking about, the motivational.
Yeah.
I gotta make Stilo proud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to do this for the homie. I had to elevate this energy to where the homie saw me.
Yeah, in such a way, like if you're ever talked on like a multi-dimensional phone call,
He'd be like, I
hey,
like what you did.
my nigga, man.
I'm proud of you.
Man.
And it's so most people
Yeah.
want to hear from their lost points.
True.
If they ever see them, okay?
I have a theory of grief.
Okay.
I feel
Mhm.
like the more present we are
Mhm.
with people, the people around us,
Mhm.
the less intense the grief will hit us.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. Because you actually live in the moment.
Yeah.
These people, you experience them then.
Because
Don't-
look at like what grief really encompasses.
Mhm.
Man, they're gone.
I never did this.
We never got to.
You remember I wanted to.
Every time I always thought about telling them, I said there'll be time. I said.
Now
I
there's
planned,
no
I planned.
more time.
Yeah, but I feel like if you were present with the people around you that you care for, when that thing happens, it becomes, it's a celebration almost. A celebration of life where that transition is, you know, celebrated like that.
It's seen
And
as.
as much as they're gone, I can rest knowing they knew my heart.
I was open.
I was open.
Yeah. They experienced me to the fullest. I experienced them to the fullest. Not like that, but
But like that,
but like that.
yeah.
You get.
Yeah.
And that is something that I feel modern technology robs people of. Living in the moment.
Living in the moment, I think in Swahili it means TikTok imekufa.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
TikTok imekufa.
Yeah.
Ndio maana watu wa TikTok wana itch.
Yeah, living in the moment.
They're going through grief of black hot fire right now.
Feel me?
Yeah, they're missing black hot fire. They're missing the content on the Black Kings frequency. They're like, ooh.
Yeah. But what do you think about that? Because we're all, my theory, we're always like, man,
yeah.
I wish.
It's true. It's true. And if you live in the moment, you'll actually go through these stages fast. It's not that you won't go through them, you'll go through them easier, faster, and in a much healthier way.
Yeah, where you, instead of loathing them, you end up celebrating them.
Yeah. That's what that's why you see
it's like it was such an honor
to know you.
experience
Yeah.
this person, and
Yeah.
for whatever short time I was granted,
Mhm.
it was such an honor, man.
Mhm.
You know.
Jerome Mosquito says past and future can be found in the present age. The present. I saw somebody
Exactly, man. Just
break it down so
be
nice.
present, man.
Somebody broke it down so amazingly.
What
The present
Yeah.
is but the past 2 seconds ago, and the future is but 2 seconds ahead. So the 2 seconds you're in now,
Do
your best. Do your best.
Yeah.
The ones you exist in.
Yeah.
Those 2 first seconds. And Andrew Tate broke it down like this. People always say, do your best, do your best. Even if you lost, as long as you did your best and lost, it's okay. But he broke it down like this. If you do your best constantly, every day, all day, you won't lose. If you did everything you want to do in life at 100%, all day, every day, everything you execute to your best abilities, you will never lose, because the universe doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
If you do your best every single time, everything is but a consequence of your success.
True.
You will achieve positivity of what you hope to achieve. Get every time utakuwa like, ah man, I did it, huh?
True.
You know, it went well for me. But if you don't experience that, it's going to be because you don't live 100% in the moment, and in that moment you never give it 100% of your efforts.
So I was talking to someone, or rather they sent me something, and it was in lines of relationships. And they were saying 2 people, most people in a relationship are not 2 people in a relationship, it's 4 people in a relationship.
Okay?
So it's your authentic self, their authentic self, but you wear a mask,
And they wear a mask.
they wear a mask. And these 2 masked men and women are in a relationship, while your authentic self and their authentic self are alone.
Man, that is sad.
You know.
What?
And you end up not really having. That's why when you marry as a solution, most people end up divorcing, because now it's your authentic self is forced to come out, because it's real now. In the same house, they've seen me vomit, diarrhea,
shit on myself a little bit.
You see me, you know, at my worst.
Man,
so
I'm a drunk.
By the time your
They didn't know
is coming out, this person is like,
what the fuck?
Who the F is this?
Man,
you've seen that short clip pinched off of Sway? Is it a Sway or Power 105 interview? And this guy's like, who are these niggas? Who are these niggas?
That should better have going like, who this?
Yo, who this?
Who this?
Man.
Oh man, that is true. Yeah. And that is so sad. And that is like the perfect definition of modern day relationship.
True.
Actually, I feel like it's even 6 people with modern day people.
Hey.
Because now there's your social media self.
Yeah.
So now there's a mask for the mask. Now you're a whole Jim Carrey character.
Yeah.
Nearly getting a son and having a sequel. But
the mask for your mask needs a mask.
It needs a mask now.
Yeah.
Which is so sad. And if you live in the present, in the moment, if you let yourself experience things as they are now, you save yourself a whole lot of instant growth. Because I feel like that is what grief does for people who reject growth while not being forced by nature to grow. No, because there's always this saying of you can't really be a man until you lose your father. Until you don't have a patriarch above you. You're not really a man yet. Because you're told as a man, or as the next patriarch of your family, clan, whatever, man, I need to get rid of this mustache. I have beards tickling my nose.
Hey, that man on that booger sugar.
So, until...
But then,
uh-huh.
what if your patriarchy is...
It's figurative.
Yeah.
It's figurative.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be physical.
Mm-hmm.
It can also be a very figurative interpretation. Okay? If you have, even if they're alive, but they're not an option for you, you're basically going through grief of patriarchy, where you have to grow into your own silverback.
Yeah.
You know?
With no guidance.
With no guidance.
No manual.
None.
No map.
Nada. It's you versus you against you.
Or the map is more like, yeah, you shouldn't go there. It's the don't.
The map is the jungle.
It's the don't.
If you go the wrong way, you get bitten by the snake. While you're dying, you have to find the cure just so that you don't die. And
where is the cure? We don't know.
We don't know.
If you go this way,
you'll find it.
There's a spider.
There's a spider that will bite you again. Okay, and that's what Nambiango, asiyefunzwa na mamake, and the world is rough.
Yeah, man.
The world is very rough. With you ask prisoners who with loose rectums, they will tell you.
Hey yo. What? Yeah, it would be on this couch right now.
Right here.
Yeah, man.
Right here.
Yeah.
Because that is true. They're concepts. And that's why I was telling you the other day. Was I telling Job? One of the above. We are born bad. It was you, right? Yeah, it was you. It was you. Yeah. We're born bad. Good is but a concept. Because to the Nazis at the time, Hitler was good. To the world later, Hitler is evil. To the Belgians, King Leopold was good. To the Congolese, he was evil.
And even as a kid, you're taught, don't. So that's basically, so this is who I am.
Now you're teaching me what to be.
So now, I shouldn't.
Be me.
Yeah, I shouldn't. You know.
And everything you're told don't is what you find natural.
Hey.
It's such a nuanced slap in the face. When you realize that you yourself,
like the whole morality thing,
are the devil incarnate in a cage.
Yep.
You know.
And the key is that
you have
what you
it.
gotta do is,
no, you have it in your pocket, but you lie to yourself. The jailer is away. Yet you're your own jailer.
Warden, I mean.
The warden is not in the vicinity.
Yeah.
I shall be let out of solitary confinement once the warden is back.
Michael Schofield in that beat.
You know.
Come on.
Out here looking for your tea bag. Man, that can be interpreted in so many ways. Oh, man.
Tote bag, ladies and gentlemen. He meant a tote bag.
God damn. It's 1 minute past the top of the hour.
Yes, sir.
6 minutes.
How you living, man?
I'm okay.
How's that little team of yours, man?
Surviving.
Yeah?
Surviving.
That's what's up.
Yeah, just
You
0
guys-
points.
you guys
0 points in the Champions
You
League.
guys are at the depression stage of grief.
Look, right in it, okay? We are right in there surfing this. Look, we are right in the middle of it.
In the thick of it. Man.
We're nearly into depression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Acceptance is coming. Actually, I've noticed acceptance among the fan base. Okay, because the fan base nowadays is like this. Look, we are not going to win the league
Okay.
and I'm like, that this is growth.
Hey, that's growth.
This is growth, right?
That's growth.
Because
Exponential.
every time these people will go like, so we are winning the league next season. Only Ghana Soldier. You're like, what? You sure?
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's
Yeah,
okay
but
if
you're
we do, it's
ready.
okay if we don't.
You're ready.
I'm committed.
You're ready. You're already going through the processes of grief. You know, you're like, I'm angry, and it's okay.
I'm depressed.
I'm depressed.
I'm bargaining.
Does
it make sense?
that we are here?
Is it?
10.
Yeah. But
It's okay.
I accept.
I accept. You know, oh man. But anyway,
Yes, sir.
there's
Yo,
some.
even if you just walk up and talk to that shorty and she says no, just go through the 5 stages real quick.
Real quick.
5 stages in 5 seconds.
So, if you watch Two and a
Yeah.
Half Men,
Charlie
Sheen,
Yeah.
aka Charlie,
AKA Charlie.
gives you the best way to deal with rejection from women. So every time you're anywhere in a club, in a restaurant, wherever, and you're approaching a lady, go say hi. If she reproaches you, go order 3 shots. Drink and let it be whiskey. Okay? Cha 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 zote tatu. Now, ask yourself, how do you feel about it?
Quick status report.
You're like, I feel good.
Yeah.
Go for another one.
Yeah.
Okay? If she
Hey.
say no,
Oh, the great.
repeat the process.
Oh, the great Johnny Bravo.
Man,
If
that
you don't
man was
respond
a-
to your whoa mama,
Oh, mama.
there's that next one.
And that man was a chauvinist. But anyway, there's something called the 3 C's in
Yeah,
grief.
yeah.
As you build a plan, consider the 3 C's. Choose, connect, and communicate.
Yes.
You choose what's best for you. Even during the dark doubts of grief, you still possess the dignity of choice. Grief often brings loss of control. You know, so you have to choose. You have to choose how you process.
It's on you.
It's on you. The dignity of choice is with you, and then you have to connect. Where they say we are wired for connection as human beings, especially during the holidays, it intensifies feelings of loneliness. And that is something that has been experienced to people who experience the holidays alone.
Valentine's is a trick.
Ask women.
Yeah. Your
She didn't
birthday
get chocolates.
Might be a trick.
She didn't get flowers.
Certain dates in the calendar
Oof.
for past
Oof.
anniversaries
Oof,
are a trick.
oof,
You know?
dang.
Yeah. Hey, maze Christmas.
Wow.
Christmas.
Na hata sikuli mbuzi.
Skuli mbuzi.
You just hear alone.
Man.
You know, such times of holiday times, the feelings of loneliness intensify, which often leads to isolation. It's difficult but important not to remove yourself from the lives of others.
Yeah.
No one wants to go to a party and constantly hear, "How you doing, man?" Okay.
How's life?
And then you have to communicate.
Yeah.
You have to choose to communicate. Put your
Yeah.
needs out there. Say to others, "This is going to be awkward or weird, but I need you to hear me out." Okay? Let people know how you plan to respond to others who ask how you do. Don't just say I'm okay. Don't just be like, communicate. Communication means let whoever you're talking to understand you. Don't tell them what they expect to hear.
Yeah.
Be understood.
Yeah.
Get what I mean? And that is something that most people who are going through grief never really let out. The communication, the connection,
The connection.
and even the
channeling.
the choices they choose.
Yeah.
How to choose how to connect, how to choose how to communicate
True.
is something that they don't go through in a positive way. But as we come to the end of this episode, we will be back on Thursday. We were talking about grief.
Grief, ladies and gentlemen. We had the general with us today.
Yep.
Shout out to the big general.
And Caroline J says, to quote One Division, "What is grief if not love persevering? It's love stained, strained, love lost, love gained, love experienced, whole and its brokenness, etc. through different cycles of life."
Good woman.
Okay.
Good girl.
We need her on this couch. Too nuanced.
Good woman.
Good woman.
Good woman.
Shout out to Caroline J. Shout out to the general who were with us. Shout out to all the silent listeners.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to all the TikTok people. Although we lost our TikTok connection a while back, but they can get this on YouTube.
Yeah, for sure, man.
You can check this out on a playlist that is going to be coming soon called the Black Kings Frequency, where you can check out all our episodes, the things we talk about.
Yes, sir.
And you can go from episode 1 to where we are now as we go through. And these are things that men should allow themselves to go through.
True.
You know, because that's why we die early, you know.
Yep.
Kushikilia vitu kwa roho, mimi ni mwanaume.
Bottling it up.
Yup.
Until it busts through. Yeah.
And takes you with it.
Yeah.
You know.
Get up, drink.
Choop. And now you don't have kidneys, your liver retired.
Liver live.
Before you did.
Your liver is a liver.
And on that note, we come to the conclusion of the show.
Yeah.
Shout out to Carolyn, shout out to General, shout out to everybody that was with us today. This has been the Black Kings Frequency on the Black Hole Fire Network. Brought to you by yours truly, the one and only Camlish.
HR, the mother effing messenger, you know the vibes.
Until Thursday.
Yes, sir. 3 p.m. to 5 p.m.
We out.